Nano Dimension, ticker NNDM, has been on a tear these past 3 months and rose 110% in November, with the company announcing new 3D printing machine sales and releasing encouraging guidance along with its third quarter results. In this video, I'm sharing my thoughts on this stock. If you're already caught up in the NNDM hype, I hope this will give you a new perspective on the company. And for anyone unaware of Nano Dimension, I'll go over the basics of this business, then extrapolate to where I see this stock heading. Let's go. An overview. So NNDM is a technology company that claims to be disrupting, shaping, and defining the future of how electronics are made. Nano's products, solutions, and services aim to bridge the gap between today's electronics and the electronics of tomorrow, as they call them. With its unique 3D printing technologies, Nano Dimension is targeting the growing demand for electronic devices that require increasingly sophisticated features. Nano Dimension's products and services are hyper-focused on rapid prototyping and short-run manufacturing. Q3 results. Nano Dimension published its Q3 results on November 12th, posting sales and earnings for the period lower than the market's expectations. However, the company also followed up with an encouraging outlook for the future. Tailwinds in the semiconductor space and ARK Invest's increasing investment in this penny stock, combined with momentum from the broader market, sent the stock up triple digits. As I said, Nano Dimension's Q3 results fell short of the analysts' targets, but this is a young company at a very early growth stage, and investors understandably aren't too concerned about earnings misses as long as the long-term thesis still remains. For example, the company posted a loss of 45 cents per share on revenue of $438,000, while the average analyst estimate had a targeted loss of 8 cents per share on sales of $1.2 million. So yes, quite a miss. And NNDM is not as much benefiting from the pandemic as many others are. Nano Dimensions has faced weaker demand as pandemic-related uncertainty has made businesses less willing to spend on new growth projects. But CEO Stern mentioned the middle of 2021 as a potential target for recovery during the third quarter conference call. And NNDM's management is very much looking forward to future growth and showing off and proving themselves as a business going forward. Albeit small today, their total addressable market is huge, and investors hope they can increase their valuation, market share, and market dominance as the 3D printing and various other markets expand as well this coming decade. Recent news. For more context, Nano Dimension provides 3D printing machines for use with semiconductors and other advanced electronics. The company announced on December 5th that it had sold 2 of its Dragonfly LDM 3D printing machines, one to a research institution and the other to an Australian defense contractor. These machines are used for the additive manufacturing of semiconductors. NNDM is a small cap company in a potentially explosive, yet still very speculative, niche for now growing market. So, of course, these conditions set the stock up for volatile swings as we have seen, down to the lows and rocketing up to new highs. Nano Dimension is valued at under $1 billion and trades at roughly 200 times this year's expected sales. Of course, that is not necessarily a bad thing. We've seen growth companies destroy and break traditional analyst models. I'm just putting that out there, you take it as you will. ARK Invest. ARK, the increasingly well-respected research firm, has been steadily increasing their stake in this small company. In a moment, I will show you what I mean. But first, it's important to know that NNDM is in ARK's ARK-Q fund, also known as the ARK Autonomous Technology and Robotics ETF, that has the goal of offering exposure to autonomous vehicles, energy storage, robotics and automation, 3D printing, and space exploration. Nano Dimensions certainly fits the bill here. So let's take a look at some of the statistics from ARK. Alright, here we are on kathysark.com. It's another website I like to use for tracking ARK Invest and what they are doing with their investments, whether they're increasing over time or decreasing, closing out of a position, or going into one. As you'll see here, this is NNDM, and you'll see they have been steadily, gradually, and sometimes very sharply increasing their position over time in this company. ARK does not wait around. If a company makes a change in their ability to execute on a certain goal or a future expectation, ARK will not sit around. They will jump right in, they will increase their position, and they will strengthen their conviction in the company. As you'll see, we had some pretty big jumps here. It didn't stop them from adding even more just this past month. And you'll see, even just buying small amounts here and there, here and there, here and there. And even on December 7th, we see they're at an all-time high. You can just tell that easily from the graph. And you'll see it's ranked 22nd in ARKQ. Alright, hopping over to Lucid Tracking, another place I like to do my research for ARK funds. Again, this is more of a detailed breakdown. They've been adding over time. The best place to look would probably be the daily buy and sell. You see they definitely have been buying, they are not selling. Daily change, that's just how the stock reacts, and the weekly buy and sell is there. Of course, the weight is pretty much unrelated to whether or not ARK is increasing their position in the stock, because the other stocks are increasing or decreasing in value, so there is not a direct correlation there. But you'll see we do have analyst Wall Street recommendations: 4 buys, 1 hold, and 3 strong buys, no sells or strong sells, so there's a good sign there. And yeah, I just wanted to give you that context for ARK Invest. So now on to my sentiments for this company. I think NNDM is a great play on the 3D printing market and is definitely capturing some of the gains from that market and will continue to as they potentially explode in the future with sales. After all, the global 3D printing market size is expected to expand at a compound annual growth rate exceeding 14% up to 2027. Now, as we all know, NNDM is a young company with a lot to prove, but ARK doesn't just throw money away. They have billions under management and clients to deliver for, so ARK will only take gambles that they believe have a high probability of paying off. We saw this with Palantir. I told you, back when the stock was below $10, I was saying, I think this can go up to $20. I don't know how long it's going to take, but if ARK has conviction here, they have more research capabilities than I have, than you have, than pretty much anyone else outside of the big research Wall Street firms that don't even look into these growth companies really have. Anyway, this is getting off on a tangent, but I was saying, look at this. ARK Invest has conviction in Palantir. They're under $10. I got so excited when I heard that ARK had taken a position, and yeah, we're kind of seeing that come through again. ARK was right about Palantir, and they have been right about NNDM so far. And with every stock they add, they expect a minimum of a 15% yearly compound stock price growth over the next 5 years, which comes out to a doubling from the point of addition, which would put the stock at approximately $15 per share, considering they've just added at $6 to $7 or so, even recently. So again, considering how successful ARK Invest has been, I am sure the stock will get there eventually. Of course, it is not a 100% probability, but I don't know, I think it could take fewer than the 5 years they normally project with their funds. It could be a few more years before we hit this $15 target, but it could be sooner, just like Palantir took off. But NNDM is, in my opinion, moving in the right direction, as all growth companies that you add to your portfolio should be. I think it's still more of a gamble at this point, and I would consider adding to any Tesla, Palantir, and other positions first, but I'm not opposed to adding NNDM as well as a high-risk play on a small company. Just be careful what you are betting on here. Do you think Nano Dimensions will be much larger in the future? Do you plan to open a position or add to an existing one? Leave it in the comments. Drop a like if my thoughts and analysis were helpful to you, and subscribe if you haven't already. Until next time.